Morning everyone, Ian from DIY Home and Gardening. It's the 15th of March, Mother's Day here in the UK, so I've just nipped up to Allotment quickly before we venture out as a family. And well, yeah, basically up here to do the mid-monthly update. So let's turn the camera around and you can see what's been happening. As always, we start at the beginning. My youngest came up here yesterday with the strimmer, did a very small section, just part of the tidying up process really, and get him up here. The flowery border is actually starting to fill out, which is quite nice after all the upheaval of digging out, replanting, moving plants and soil and all the rest of it. It's all looking pretty good, other than possibly these couple of Welsh onions that have taken a battering in the wind. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with the fact that it's looking as happy, healthy as it is. Speaking of happy, healthy, I mean the grass is looking pretty lush, so that's a job to be done, strimming that and then sorting that out. This bed still empty. Obviously that's going to be the ongoing theme until we get to dahlia or chrysanthemum planting time. Potatoes, they're in, obviously obviously hoping that they've started producing a bit of root and are happy under that bed of hay there. So that's Pentland Javelin, first earlies under there. I spent 7 hours over here on Tuesday just gone. Wasn't intending to spend that long, but one job led to another, and before I knew it I'd managed to weed all the beds, well certainly all the garlic and onion beds. So this is all the soft neck garlic, all looking pretty robust and healthy, so I'm pleased about that. Had contemplated whether to top dress it with a bit of fresh compost, but might be a job for another day. Then I popped over here yesterday just to do a couple of bits, and one of those was coming through here, so lightly forked over the whole of the bed, gave it a good weed, took off the the ends for the time being, and then gave it a dressing of some fresh compost. So I've just put 3 bags worth of compost over this whole area, basically 1 bag per 1.2 meters, and then that's pretty much ready for leek planting. This bed here, again, you can see is weeded, so these were my new garlic introductions, and again they're looking pretty robust and healthy. There's a few that have sort of succumbed, I would say, to the wetter weather. Rhubarb, we've started picking that and had this first bit of the forced, so took some of the stems, left some of the stems, but you can see what's left uncovered is looking nice and healthy. And then we got a bit more force that have come good under there. But yeah, this border, look, the verbena starting to flash up already, which is really good to see. And then this bed, again, yeah, this was the job that I wanted to get done the other day. This is my only job that I came up for, which led to the 7 hours. So this bed has had all the soil pulled out of it, cardboard through the whole base because it had all the thistle growing through. I did around the gooseberry bush. I haven't lifted the gooseberry bush, but I've done around it. Cardboard, manure, the compost on the top, and made up this entire bed using the compost out of that bin. So all of last year's compostable material has now gone. Rhubarbs, the original ones, the got 2 new ones on the far side, so the raspberry reds. Moved my token strawberry. Finally planted the asparagus. Let's walk around to show you. Planted the shallot blitz. No, bits row. That's it. So planted double row of those. Just show you the bin. So this was empty. This is all the weed and the strawy bit that came off the top of the onion and garlic beds. See, another layer of cardboard gone down to suppress weeds. So this is kind of like my starting point. That gets spread out, and then all of this will then get turned into that bin. And then I planted this morning just these double row of broad beans, finally get them into the ground, and put up this frame. So that's just got to be covered now with the insect mesh. Hopefully stop the pigeons getting to all this lot. You can see I've had a bit of a tidy through where I've cleared the manure. So again, this bed is just sitting empty till we get into the dahlia season. That bed again sitting empty till we get to chilies season. Put over the last of the Vitex pellets over that, which is a organic feed, so that's had a feed go into it as well. I've got some more compost at home, so I can do a dressing over here. So that'll take another 4 bags just to bring that up to level, add some goodness back in. Shallots kind of doing their thing. Again, been through, weeded this entire bed. So here we've got the elephant garlic looking nice and strong. Obviously lost 1-2 plants there. That one looks a little bit suspect, so maybe 3 out of 50 are going to go or have gone. A couple of the giant Russians have succumbed to the wet, and I've got to say, or emphasise, just how wet it has been, and like ridiculously wet. So I'm not really surprised that some of the garlics have died, but I'm certainly surprised that they've gone in the numbers they have done in the raised beds. So a bit more gapping than usual. Looks like the whole lot of music porcelain has failed, and red duke has also failed. Red duke, I've tried that twice now up here, and it's not done well, so that's it. I'm done with red duke. Again, same with music porcelain. It's been gradually getting weaker for me, so I'm calling it time on that as well. Sometimes it's just not worth the aggro. So this bed still remains untouched. Quite frankly, I need to get some more manure to sort that out, but it's more important trying to get everything else done. And again, you can see with the onion bed, it's had all that strawy manure taken off the top, or the remnants of it, all weeded. So we've got the autumn champion up to here, token gesture of the garlics there, which denotes where the middle is, and then this lot is sensu to this point here. A few elephant garlics there, which I did contemplate lifting this little row and just using those to block up that other lot with. And then I've got the Babington leeks, which you can now see has this almost grass-like single blade to it, very much like a sail type appearance. So that's why it was important getting this weeded, so I could distinguish between the two. And then I've got my sand leeks in here. Again, it has this sort of single blade appearance to it as a juvenile stage, just starting to develop its neck. So yeah, that's that's where I'm at on those, so I'm quite interested to see how they do. This bed hasn't progressed in terms of pulling out the kale, and you can see that they're all starting to produce their little florets, but nonetheless there is some progress being made. I've done seed sowings up here, so straight into the ground. I've got spring onion, Lisbon or white Lisbon, some radish has gone in there, some beetroot, spring onion, New Holland blood red. The peas that I planted start of the month, well, the mice have eaten all of them, so I need to do another sowing of those because pretty poor crop otherwise. Leeks doing well in there, chard, cabbage getting a good size, need to start using those. The other beetroot, which is the autumn sown beetroot, making decent plant size, need them to develop the basal bit. Celery is looking really good considering this is autumn sown, autumn planted. Leeks and shallots. This was the other job that I wanted to get done Tuesday, which ended up taking a lot longer. That is all Jerusalem artichoke in there. That's the lot that can't be bothered to sort out, to be honest. But basically took the sides off these beds, pulled the contents out, separated out the soil from the artichokes, rebuilt with the stake across the middle, re-leveled it, put the membrane back down, then filled it back and planted it. So we've got that bed there and this bed here are the Jerusalem artichoke, the normal ones, and then a week ago I'd also done this bed, or maybe 2 weeks ago. So this is the dwarf Jerusalem artichoke, and you can see that these are coming through already, which is really good because last year they performed so badly and I thought they'd actually all died off, but I did find some, and so that is all of those planted, and that is where I'm at for the allotment for middle of March. We can now nip home and I'll show you what's happening there. Okay, back home. Let's show you what's happening in here. So it's the cold frame. So emphasis on cold, no heat at all. Got the two varieties of chrysanthemums potted up, so they were the cuttings, they're all potted. Then the onions looking alright. Then I've got here the Brussels sprouts and the cabbage, so these will end up going in that well, what will be the netted area, so they need to sturdy up a little bit before they can go out. Onion walla walla, and then all the rest are the leeks, which again varying stages of looking good, but they need to be planted pretty soon. And these are the new chrysanthemums, so you can see that since the tops have come out, they're now starting to produce their side breaks quite nicely. So I pinched them a little bit early, but I want them to make some sizing so I can get some cutting material off them as well. Right, so that's the cold frame. Let's nip into the greenhouse. Okay, so here we are into the greenhouse. Pretty warm considering it's not that hot outside. Right, starting with the top, still got the token tomatoes on the go. Celeriac, mango wurzel there, the green and the purple basil. Both my heat mats are dead, so really the heat is, well, the internal heat in this greenhouse is what's driving the growth on these dahlia tubers now. There's no base heat at all. So that's dahlia tubers on the top, and then on the bottom there, so they're doing all right. would be better obviously with base heat. And then I need to sort these out. These are all the tomatoes under here. So yeah, they're desperate to get into some normal light, so that's got to be today's job probably. Is to sort this greenhouse out a little bit. Then the pot dahlias, or the pot dahlias, pot tubers, they're all again crazy, growing at a rate of knots. It's just working out which I actually need to take cuttings from. At the moment I've got these are slightly older cuttings, and then I did a couple of trays worth of cuttings yesterday. Yeah, I still haven't got enough of the varieties that I actually want on the go, but it is what it is. Those 3 trays there, plus this lot of the chili peppers, again generally looking pretty good. I've got my pumpkin chili pepper there, which I grew a secondary pot just in case the others didn't do anything, because they are, as I've said before, so problematic. And then a bit more dahlia here, Winham Diane. Now that isn't gall, but it's where the where the first cuttings were done, so close to the tuber, it then was multi-shooted, so easy to kind of get mixed up between the two really. Got the lemongrass, lemon verbena, dog to come back, and then the lemon, which you can see is now making fresh growth. Show you this just whilst I'm here. So this is the ricotta long chili, been outside for months, happy as anything. And you can see here how good the gooseberries looking. There's the mint. Let's go down the garden. I'll keep the video running just so you can see some of the colour that's popping up. Michelia's still looking good. So we got, that's the first batch there of wild garlic, and something's been digging in there. And then these couple of trays here and the pot is also wild garlic. I'd say the fact that the dog's still there means there's a mouse, because that's what she tends to go for. Trees are still here, not done anything with those, starting to green up a little bit, and nice developing shoots on the blackberry. And that's where I'm at for the middle of March. You can obviously gauge how you're progressing or not relative to me. I would say that I'm a little bit behind on normal, but it's just been life, unfortunately. But yeah, if you've got any questions, then obviously send the questions to me. I'll do my very best to answer those questions for you. If you've liked the video, then please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that reminder button so you don't miss out on the future videos. And above all else, just enjoy yourself and make the most of the weather. So till next time, bye for now.